Alright, you guys, I'm Carrie, and in this video, I'll be reacting to YTP Jenson's Impact by DaThings. This is a request from Emerald Fluffy, and I guess it's a poop of a Jim Henson documentary. Let's get started.
In 1855, a 55-year-old boy named Jenson was alive. Finally, Jenson was a long tube with a triangular head, two large hands on two arms on a body, a long face, and one large bottom just big enough. He would often wear black because he was a ninja. Jenson was born on Saturday, September 36, 1924, in Greenville, Mississippi. He was the youngest son in Greenville, Mississippi at this point in time, and he was the only human.
I mean, you're usually the youngest person when you're born. It doesn't last long, though, because somebody else will be born after you.
One problem. He knew nothing. Serendipitously, Saturday would only last until September 37th of 1924. He was now a child. His friend, Frank Oz, desperately wanted to enter the world. Jenson believed in his friend's talent and was happy to let him. And so, Jenson had given birth to Frank Oz. A year later, in 1925, Jenson loved music, and he would often sing with his brother as his mother. Ironically, his mother...
I don't... this is so good so far. There's so much sentence mixing in this. I don't even know what to say, though.
Was painfully apparent.
This is peak DaThings.
He began looking for ways to break into the television. He begged his parents to buy him
salmon.
Whoa, so random. This is what first caught the eye of 20-year-old Jenson, and she had given birth to their first child. Her name was Jenson. Despite this, he had begun checking out other women. And it had become a personal passion of his. Jenson and his relationship with his wife, who was falling apart. Jenson was enamored with pie, consuming as much as he could throughout his teenage years. This was great news for everyone except Jenson. Jenson wanted to create a show that would end. Luckily, there was a cooking show parody being developed by Jon Snow for CBS. It demonstrated topics such as separation, the French, and problems, just to name a few, including an episode for NBC. The most notable part of the special would be that it officially completed
very progressive.
Its transition. He had secured his week puppet show, so why not make a puppet?
Puppets and
Jenson didn't need a puppet.
Hello there. My name is Jenson, and I'm a puppeteer.
It was clear that Jenson was no puppet. He was a dude, a trait that he was close to and cherished.
He lied about being a puppet.
Jenson was also one of the few people that could tell, even if she wasn't positive.
I remember this Jenson fella. Oh, yeah? Yeah, he was...
Stop talking. Two of the residents would be a pair of roommates named Bert and Bernie. The two had actually both been gay. Two of the residents would be two elderly gentlemen, Statdorf and Woldler. The two had actually both been gay. Two of the residents would be Abe Lincoln and Jesus. Look, I can't think of another way to say this. A lot of the Muppets were gay and they were on television with 5 seasons of the Muppets and the ongoing Sesame Street. Jenson's response was simply Sesame Street. More like Sesame Street. It was reportedly showing in 105 million countries and it garnered an audience of 36 people, or about 70 viewers today when adjusted for inflation. Jenson had decided that this was enough. One of Season 4's most memorable episodes would be the show's 1924th episode when the cast of Space Trek visited the Muppet Theater. Kermit played the role of Luke Hamill, Guy Walker, Baca, and R2-D3-2PO. Jenson's response was simply, I loved BO in 1978. Gross. He was already on to his next
that was just a clip from Emmett Otter's Drug Band Christmas. My family watches that special every Christmas.
Project.
I love
Jenson
that one.
Had grown his team, finally adding how he felt. An executive at the no-profit corporation, a powerful rat named Meisner. I Love You, and Dave Goals, a puppeteer with goals, a puppeteer with 2 books from his local library. These books taught him not only how to operate a puppet, but how to properate a puppet.
They will never have a chance. And when they get a chance, they will never have a chance, as it should be.
There were a few programs directed by children, such as Captain Violence. While the entertainment aspects of these programs were great, the executional aspects were lacking. But shows such as this
Captain Violence
debate as to the negative effects violence could be having on the children. Jenson's response was simply, I love war. The rejection of violence resulted in Jenson creating something far superior. Jenson would title it the sequel to Violence, to experiment with the art form and push the boundaries of violence.
Jim Henson made Game of Thrones? I never knew.
Freaky voiced Ed Sullivan, who had frequently invited the Muppets on his Freaky Faced program, offered to air the special with scenes from Doom being incorporated into the animation. Gans Cooney, known for never being afraid, found the proposition terrifying. On this, he placed materials, sewing tools, glue, sewing materials, glue, cereals, glue, an old felt coat that had once felt that it belonged to his mom, one ping ball, glue, and one pong ball. All. The 3D film, named Muppet Vision 3D, would feature Kermit and the gang testing out the latest in 3D technology. He spent a good portion of the interviews explaining what the film was. It was not another movie, but he had never gotten a recipe, although Jenson only pretended to be frustrated. But some bad news, Jenson had died immediately after getting swallowed alive or blown up. It is nearly impossible to tell which. This was Jenson's impact.
What?
Do you have the time to listen to a shrink? Is it my life's a bone, no time?
That was really good.
I am one of those to analyze my
It was a little bit too fast for me to get like everything. I feel like you have to watch this video at least a couple times. But that was like so freaking good. Very, very, very much Sanderson based, but very DaThings style jokes. Like DaThings like has her own style, and there's like nobody else who makes poops like that. It's crazy.
That's the message? Eggs?
I was expecting like the Cat in the Hat. Eggs! Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed my reaction to that video. Like I said, I might not have gotten all of the jokes because it was so fast. So maybe I would recommend watching it again at least one more time to like get everything in here, because that was such a good poop. I was definitely losing it. Anyways, link to the original video and DaThings' channel will be in the description. And as always, have a great day, guys.